Welcome back. This is the latest in our long line of character challenge resets. We'll get to the instructions and benefits of doing this in a minute, but we just wanted to show that there is in fact progress in the challenge already, to show what we'll be resetting, and we wanted to explain a couple of things first. So, especially since we're going to try out a couple things that are different this time. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you'll know that we've been filming a new video with each challenge to both, one, confirm that the reset is still working for people who have done it before and want to know before doing it again themselves, and two, to give an explanation and instructions for people who are new to this and have just discovered our channel with the current challenge, whatever it may be. It seemed like a new video was necessary each time, since we don't have any internet presence aside from this YouTube channel, so no way of telling people. Which means there really wasn't a way of communicating with our established viewers. And newer viewers seem to be searching for whatever the current challenge is, so they may have trouble finding the technique since it's being demonstrated on an old expired challenge and they might not be searching for it.
So what we're going to do differently is this. We're going to change the title and thumbnail on this particular video with each new challenge as soon as we can confirm that the reset is still working. We're also going to update the description to reflect this. And hopefully that means newer viewers will be able to find the video and older viewers will get confirmation that the reset is still working.
Even though we're demonstrating on the current Darkseid challenge, if the title, thumbnail, and description have been changed to whatever the future current challenge is, then you should know that it still works.
Right, that's funny, future current challenge. But anyways, okay.
Also different this time, we're going to be working from notes to make sure that we hit every important point. Which means, for all those who have asked for written instructions, we're going to post an entire transcript of this video in the description, give or take a few comments like this one right now that we're adding in on the spot.
Right.
So, now we're going to move on to the challenge reset proper.
Alright, so the first thing you need to do, which we just showed you, is you need to open Injustice from a fresh start. If you've been playing for a bit or minimized it and reopened it, start over.
Timing is very important. Based on our experience, you need to wait a little bit before starting the next steps. And after doing this hundreds of times, what we've settled on is waiting the length of time it takes for the pictures of the gears in our collection to populate, for the pictures to show up. This means that it's a little longer for slower devices like ours, and a little faster for faster devices. Next, we go back to the main title page. From there, you go straight to the system settings. You'll need to disconnect from the internet. We're just connected with Wi-Fi, so that means turning off Wi-Fi. If you have data, turn on airplane mode. If you have both, you need to do both. Then you go to the date and change it to a time when the challenge will be over. Next, you go back to Injustice. On the title page, you need to wait a minute. Not a figurative minute, but a literal minute. A full 60 seconds. With the recent update, we no longer get the previous error, which is the 16,000 days error for the number of days left remaining in the challenge underneath the challenge button. The point of the failure seems to be on the next page. Now, we expect to see a pop-up offering 25 challenge credits. But if you get the challenge expired message first, then you'll need to restart. We'll get into strategies for dealing with that later.
And if you notice, we only put the calendar a couple days past the challenge expiry date. And the reason we do that is if you enter your store while you have time shifted into the future, you will lose your discount 75,000 gold pack until 24 hours after the day in the future that you enter the store.
So do not enter into the store while you have time shifted into the future. Don't do it.
Yeah, but even if you know this, and even if you're careful, it's easy to accidentally go in, so we minimize the risk by making sure we're not too far ahead. So that even if you screw up and go in the store while time shifted, the worst that'll happen is that you'll lose a discount gold pack until the challenge is over. Alright, we waited 60 seconds. Into the challenge we go.
Here, so this is the pop-up that you want to see, plus 25 challenge credits. Do not click confirm, go back to your settings. Leave your internet connection off, don't do anything there, just change the date back to the present, to now. So go back into Injustice, and now you can click confirm. Challenge expired is the message that we want to see, and you might get it twice, you might get it once. Either way is okay. So, we're back on the main menu, the challenge is still there, and we have 25 challenge credits. At this point, the challenge is reset back to standard difficulty.
Alright. If resetting is all you care about, you can scrub ahead of the video to the point where we shut down Injustice, swipe it out of our list, and then reopen it. That last step that we haven't gotten to yet is critical, so don't skip the rest of the video entirely. Make sure you see and understand the last step.
But if you want to accumulate some more challenge credits so you don't need to farm for them, go back to your settings and change the date to the future when the challenge will have expired. Come back to Injustice, and once again you have to wait for the full 60 seconds. While we're waiting, there's a few more important points that we should cover. We work on Android devices only. Although this seems to work for most Android devices, it may not work at all. We don't know if this works on iOS or iOS because we don't have any Apple devices for testing, and we think the answer is no, this doesn't work for iOS. You can reset the challenge at any point in your progress, whether you've only done one bit of one ladder or you've gotten all the way to the end of Nightmare.
So if you aren't good enough to repeat the challenge and want to get more of the intermediate awards like the Bronze Pack, 15,000 credits, Silver Pack, you can reset it before you've completed the challenge.
And so to reiterate it, you can reset it after completing any difficulty, and if you reset it after completing a difficulty, you get another copy of the challenge character without having to do the harder levels like Expert or Nightmare.
Right. Yeah, and you can reset it after you complete everything and Nightmare is done. So with the credits for each fight plus the rewards, repeating the challenge is the most efficient way to farm for credits, even better than Bonus Battle 6, even though Bonus Battle 6 is better for experience farming.
In case you're not sure, yes, you do get to keep all the rewards for the challenge even after you reset it, and you don't lose anything except for the challenge progress.
Alright, so we've waited 60 seconds. Let's go back and challenge. We get the message again.
There we go, so now we have 50, don't confirm it again, change it back to the present. Now, you might be seeing a pattern in what we're doing here. If you want to complete the challenge on Expert or even Nightmare difficulty, don't reconnect to the internet. Just repeat the previous steps, like we've done twice here, until you accumulate as many challenge credits as you want. If you only want enough credits to complete the standard difficulty, or if you've gotten as many credits as you want, reconnect back to the internet.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
Go back to Injustice, and confirm the credits. It'll tell you the challenge has expired, which is the message we got just a few moments ago, except it hasn't. And now we have the 50 challenge credits and a brand new challenge.
Alright, but wait, you say, 50 challenge credits isn't enough. You need 63 credits.
Aha, that's right. But there is one more critical step. The one we mentioned earlier to the people who only want to reset the challenge and don't care about accumulating the credits. You need to shut down Injustice, swipe it out of your list, and restart it, like we just did. When you restart Injustice and enter the challenge, you will get another 25 credits. For those of you who care, what's effectively happening is that the challenge is resetting one more time and giving the last 25 credits. Because we're doing this before we've played any more of the challenge, there's no progress to reset, so it's not resetting any progress. If you don't do this step, the next time Injustice starts fresh, whether you shut it down or it crashes, you will lose all of your challenge progress.
It'll be at standard difficulty with no fights completed. Any energy or challenge credits you've used, you don't get that back. And if you've watched our two previous 55-minute playthroughs of the Superman Godfall challenge and the animated Batman Beyond challenge, you'll know that we haven't had any luck playing through the entire challenge in one sitting without Injustice crashing.
Every time.
Yeah, so what do you do if you don't get the plus 25 challenge credit message and go directly to challenge expired? There's two main reasons why this can happen and two different possible solutions. The most common reason is not waiting long enough.
So, like we've said a bunch of times, you need to wait a full 60 seconds. So, if it's not working, to be safe, try again while waiting a minute and a half, or 2 minutes, or just any amount of time longer that you think might be the difference between it working and not working, depending on your device.
The other reason that we've seen is having a poor internet connection when you first start Injustice and have the challenge show up.
This is more likely to happen when you're on data than when you're on Wi-Fi. So if you're using data, before you start the reset, turn off the data, turn on Wi-Fi, and start the reset in an area with a strong Wi-Fi signal. If you're on Wi-Fi, go go to an area with a strong Wi-Fi signal.
As a final resort, some people have found that they need to delete their app data to make this work. If you're even thinking about doing this, make sure your app data is backed up. And that means playing at least one online fight to save your data to your WBID account.
And what we prefer is to also use a third-party app that backs up app data. Our preference is for Helium. We like it, it works, and it doesn't require rooting your device, though some people also use programs like Titanium.
Right, which does require root. So now we're back. We go back into the challenge one more time. That's our last 25 credits. We confirm it, and now it's stable so that the next time you shut down Injustice completely, it won't reset it again. Standard difficulty.
75 credits.
There you go.
See you guys next time. Komoda.